In this video we are going to paint a sea scene, but before we start on the final painting I want to practice painting this figure. So I've got some multimedia paper here and I'm going to separate it into 4 squares. You can use a pencil. I'm just using a brush, a line down and a line across. So let's practice painting a fisherman. So my paints are a little bit dry, so I'm going to spray them. And the first figure I'm going to do is a fisherman coming towards us. So here we go. So maybe here is his hat, and then with a little peak here, and then his head. Maybe change the colour a little here. So let's give him a body. And then I'm going to get my liner brush and here's one arm. Looks a bit thin. And then one more arm. And then I'm going to do his hands. So if you think like this, here's the thumb and here are the fingers. They come together like that. That's one hand. And then the other hand, it's gripping something, so it's this kind of shape. There's the thumb. And what it's gripping is a fishing rod. So let's imagine how this is going to go. Maybe like that, and then a bit more. There we go. Then next we want to do his legs. So have him striding forwards. One leg, and there's the other leg. Just finish off like that. Sadly, I haven't. Maybe his head is a little too big, but that's okay. Just practicing. And I haven't left room for reflections, so I can only just suggest what I would normally do. So under the figure, just some water. I touched there, I shouldn't have done that, but just get some tissue and we can wipe that up like this. Okay, and then get a slightly thick mix. Timing is very important for this. Too soon and it will just go everywhere. It will just spread out very quickly. And too late and you won't get soft edge. I might almost be too late here. It dried quicker than I thought. Anyway, that's enough. And then we can wash out our brush, wipe, and then do a few marks across like that. And there we go. A figure that's going to be on a beach with a soft reflection. So now let's do another fisherman, and this time maybe walking away from us. So let's imagine that. So once again, this time be careful not to make the head too big. I might give him a red hat. Bit too wet. Okay. Here we go. Red hat. And then let's do the rest of him. The rest of his head. And then his body. And then get our liner brush and do his legs. Again, striding, but this time striding away from us. And let's go in and do an arm, one arm, two arms, and then let's do some hands, one hand, and then two hands, and a bit of his cap there, and then we're going to have a bag here, so I'm trying to imagine what that will look like. Fishermen sometimes have these big boxes on their backs, and here we've got like the fishing rod. Oh, didn't do that quite right, but good enough. I think we'll get away with it. And there's the thing that goes round. I should have added that to this one. And let's have a think. Maybe that's it, really. Maybe let's do reflection now then. Here we go. Soften here. Then give it a bit of time to dry. Yeah, you have to be very patient. Okay, maybe it's a bit too dry. I mean too wet. Oh yeah, that's nice. Should be equal length, roughly. It's not quite, but it's good enough. It works pretty well. Wash the brush out, dry, sweep across. Get these lovely little marks, highlights or reflections of light here. Makes it look more authentic. Particularly like this one, but let's go and paint two more.